Hey there, it's Dr. Heyer from Holistic Health, where we use functional medicine to help sick people get well and help well people stay healthy. In this video series, we're going into a little bit more depth on the tests that we use in functional medicine that can maybe help get people answers for their questions that maybe they're not getting from someplace else. But in today's video, I want to specifically focus on leaky gut. Now, we've mentioned that term before, and if you haven't heard about it, you're going to hear more about it in the future. And let me just explain a little bit about how the gut works. The gut is the nutrition center for the whole body. It has a direct relationship with everything in the body: the brain, the thyroid, the endocrine system, our skin, our adrenal glands, even our joints. So just for example, some people who may be having ADHD issues or depression or anxiety may not just have a brain issue, may actually have a gut issue. People who are having thyroid issues, maybe their thyroid isn't working well, or they have thyroid-like symptoms but don't have any abnormal findings on their blood work. Maybe they're fatigued and they're run down, their adrenals aren't working very well, or maybe they just have poor skin issues like psoriasis or eczema, things like that. And even joints. Obviously, as a chiropractic office, we see a lot of people who have back and joint issues. And many times, in addition to this musculoskeletal issue being out of alignment, there are some gut and digestive issues. Now, the term leaky gut, what does that mean? So let's pretend that this green thing is a screen, just like the screen in my window, right? The guts act like a screen, and they're supposed to allow processed foods into the body so the body can derive nutrition from that, okay? And it's supposed to keep out things like bacteria, viruses, foods that are undigested, things like that. It's like a guard, it's a screen, right? But what if I came along and I damaged the screen to the point where things larger than they're supposed to be can get into the body? Well, now you start to have malfunction, dysfunction, and inflammation. And that's bad. That's not what we want. So how do we know if somebody has leaky gut? Well, there's a simple test. It's called the Zinulin test. It's a simple finger stick test where you poke your finger, put some blood on a little piece of paper, ship it off to the lab, and you find out, hey, that person has leaky gut. And you know, if you're maybe a fairly healthy person, you've researched some things and you're just wondering why you don't feel well, that's something to consider. But there are other tests that can lead us in that direction as well. And one of them is food sensitivity tests, which we talked about in the past. We may actually be eating foods that our body is sensitive to and has had a delayed reaction. It can take 4 days, 5 days, even 6 days for something that I ate to start to have an effect, either causing inflammation or damage to the membrane or the permeability of the intestines. And if you've had issues, deep issues, oftentimes we need to do a comprehensive stool analysis, which will dig deeper into the underlying causes. Is there a balance in bacteria? Right? Is there a balance or an imbalance in the digestive system? And is there dysbiosis present? Things like that. Now, if any of this sounds interesting or familiar, or if anything else, maybe you've been looking for answers that you haven't been finding, look below. There should be a link. You can go to our functional medicine page where you can schedule a complimentary consultation. And all that means is a free conversation. We'll schedule 10 or 15 minutes depending on how much time we have available. And I want to hear your story and maybe determine if you are a good candidate for these types of tests and the type of programs that we do here. And if this sounds brand new to you and you've been searching for answers from someplace else, we probably should have a talk. So go ahead, sign up below, and have a great day.